happy and we're singing and we're coloring. Give me a high five.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and I'm here with my brother from another that just made a bad decision when it comes to football, but that's still my dog. I got my guy Big Game James in the building. What's going on, James? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, and it's a shame that you're going over there all credentialed up, you know what I'm saying, doing the Eagles. Boy, if you was with the Cowboys when you was with us all credentialed up, you'd be getting all them good old draft picks. You feel what I'm saying? It'd be so good. The love you would be getting from our side, money, all that, dog. We would be throwing it at you. But hey, you want to go on, stay on that Eagles side, but it's better over here.
Hey, I got nothing but love for Cowboys content creators right now, at least, right? Right now, it's not wartime, but we're 2 weeks away from the actual draft. 2 weeks away from the draft. I will be out there, like you said. I'm excited for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But I mean, I've gotten to the point that it's like now I'm just saying things like I put out a couple, mock drafts this morning, put out a video about a guy that I like this morning, but I kind of know what I want for the Eagles. I kind of know what I want them to do. I do. I kind of feel like I know where I want the Eagles to go in this draft. But I want to ask you something that really came up, and we both can answer this, but I want to ask you, looking at your team, I think both of us can say we're playoff teams. Both of us can say it's not about making the playoffs at this point. It's about the playoff success and obviously trying to win that Super Bowl. Do you look at this draft as a draft for the future and to keep this team good? Or is this a draft, in your opinion, that can solidify this team and maybe get you over that hump of, winning a couple playoff games or winning the Super Bowl?
This is definitely the latter part of what you said, in my opinion. Dallas their average age is like, I think, 26 years old on the dot. Now, they did get a few more older players in free agency, but as a whole, the team is still rather young. 26 years old is not a bad age. It's kind of that mid-level, you know what I mean? But the youngest is like around the 25, so you're just a year off. So I would definitely say that this is going to be a draft, in my opinion, if you look at what we said the last time we did this, is that this is the most all-in we've seen the Cowboys do in years and years and years. So I would think that this will be the type of draft that you want to get quality depth, but you also want to get guys that can come in and contribute right now to elevate this team and get over this hump. You went into the playoffs in 2021. It was already the divisional round. You lost. You went into last year. You won your game, and then you lost in the divisional round again. So it looks like you're making steps currently. So I would say this will be a type of draft when you already added some good players within trade. You sign your own guys back that will want to try to get you over the hump, because the team has been together for about 3 or 4 years now, same guys. So you would think that this is the time to go ahead and make it happen.
Yeah, I see. Maybe I'm reading too much into this Eagles draft, because like my whole thought with this team, I think that we're a very good team, and I think that this team definitely can, benefit from maybe a defensive end or defensive tackle, maybe something like that can definitely help us right now. But for the Eagles, I feel like this is trying to keep the ship afloat, because you are going to have to pay Jalen Hurts. And I don't think that it hurts us in the way some other teams might look at their quarterback and be like, now that we're giving him, X amount of money, we can't put anything around him. I don't think that the Eagles will shy away from adding players, but there are going to be some financial restraints. So to me, it's like, and you have that extra pick, right? You have that number 10 and you have that number 30. So it's like you can set yourself up very nicely for the future while kind of worrying about right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I've seen a lot of people say with the Eagles go all in on offense, and I haven't seen as many people say go all in on defense in this draft, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do, how he does. I'm sure there's going to be trades galore when it comes to that first round for the Eagles. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. I tend to think it's going to be more towards building for the future, but
well, you lost
really
a lot. You lost a little bit
of
of that defense. Now you lost a little bit of that defense. So do you? I'm gonna ask you a question, because you always coming at me with the questions. Y'all did lose a little bit of that defense, and you said you kind of got your eye on what you already want. Is this a defensive type of draft for you?
For me, Yes. For me, I think that the Eagles could benefit from getting a couple defensive guys. Now, I wouldn't say that means you don't get any offensive players. I do think that there's running backs in this draft that I would love to see with the Eagles. There's some tight ends I would love to see with the Eagles, and there's some offensive players that I think could help the Eagles. But I think your first two, maybe three picks, I think that it should be helping this defense. You have so much money already tied up in the offense, not even including, Jalen Hurts' pending contract. But you have so much money, so many youth players on that offense already that you're set for the next 4 or 5 years, theoretically. Obviously, a offensive lineman maybe, but outside of that, you're set, right? Defensively, you're not. Defensively, I don't know what the plan is at safety as of right now. There's a lot of bodies there, but nobody that you can sit there and say he's going to be a solidified starter. I think that at the very worst, you want to bring in competition for some of these guys. The interior of our defensive line, I think while it's good, like I do like Milton Williams, obviously Jordan Davis, we're going to have to see what he does and, more snaps, but I feel like if you can add some guys to that interior D line, get somebody that can maybe pass rush, kind of replace what you're losing in a Javon Hargrave, then I think that it benefits you much more than adding more to this offense. I think that this offense is already really good, and I think you can add some pieces, even undrafted free agency. I think a lot of people forget that that's even a thing, and there's a lot of good players that the Eagles have been able to attain through undrafted free agency. Some of them are still on the team. So we'll see. I mean, somebody said don't sleep on Terrell Edmonds. I'm not sleeping. It's just a lot of different bodies, and he's never been a top 10 guy, a top 5 guy, and there's so much up in the air. I think that this offseason and this season in general is going to be a lot of competition on that defense, and it could be for better, it could be for worse. We might find some diamonds in the rough, but yeah, to answer your question, I think it should be a defensive draft, and in this mock draft, I'm going to try and do what I think Howie would do, but at the same time, what I think Howie should do. So to answer your question, like I said, I think we have to worry about this defense. And I think you look at the offseason that we've had so far, free agency, we've done that. We've gotten a lot of players on defense. So I'm hoping that they continue to make that strong. But
you want that as your first pick, though?
Who?
You. We about to
defense?
see. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I did a video this morning about Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think I said his name right. He's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I did a mock draft this morning where I took Michael Mayer at 30, and people got all mad at me. But I mean, there's some offensive players that I would not mind at all. Like if at 10 they called Bijan Robinson, I would be a little bit like surprised. I would be very surprised. I would be shocked. I'm not going to say a little bit, but I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be the most mad person in the world. I would kind of question it depending on who's there. But I think that defensively, the deeper you get in the draft, the more of a question mark a lot of these positions get. Whereas with like wide receivers and tight ends and running backs, even, I think the deeper you go, you can still find pretty good, really good players. So I think defensively, I think it should be our first move. I think that. What would you guys do? You think? Because I've seen a bunch of different things with you guys. I've seen Kalijah Cansey. I've seen offensive linemen. Where do you guys think y'all going with that first round pick?
I don't know. I think they brought a lot of people in on that 30 visits of pretty much of every type position except really safety. So they haven't really thrown their hands, in my opinion, out there about what they really want to go with. You can go with a offensive lineman right now because you do need that. It's not a major need, but it is a need because you still are Tyron Smith. He's not here much longer. It could be his last year. We don't know how long Zach Martin is going to continue to play. You got to build up this line of scrimmage and this line. And Terrence Steele is still coming off his injury. So I definitely think you would want to look at that offensive line at that 26, but you can tap that edge too. We brought in Will McDonald. There's been a couple guys that have been spoken about. They've been talking about tight end. I don't understand that. They keep on talking about losing Dalton Schultz, but you got two bona fide guys who showed last year in the third. I don't get that in the first. But that's being spoken about as well. So it could go any way. Running back could be, depending on who falls at that 26 spot, because I feel like there are going to be some players that are going to be available at 26 is make Dallas kind of think, do we want to pick, or, maybe it's a trade back, get added players, because the 26 pick is almost dang near a second rounder anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's going to be kind of how that board kind of falls and see who kind of falls there. Cause I believe there's going to be some players out there, Joe, that are going to be available at that 26. We're like, dang, they're available. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a bevy of them, to be honest, especially when you're a team like ours. Like you guys, and maybe I should ask this instead of just stating it, but with the Eagles, I don't think that there's many players or positions outside of running back and maybe safety, you can say as well, that there's going to be a displacement of starters. I don't think that going into this draft, you can say if we draft this position, they're going to have to start day one. I can't think off the top of my head of one position that's like that. Now, will they come in and possibly have an opportunity to take it? Of course. I mean, that's the NFL, but I don't think that we're going into this draft saying we have to find a starter here, we have to find a starter there. Like I said, maybe you can make the argument for safety, and probably you can make the argument for running back. But do you think the Cowboys are going into this saying we have to find a starter at any one position, or are they kind of free, dealing? Like, because you guys, I don't even want to say went all in, but you guys made good free agency moves that, in my opinion, and I want to know yours, put you in a position that you don't have to reach in this draft. But what do you think about that?
I'm gonna go ahead and totally agree with everything you just said. That's what it feels like, and it feels good to be. I said the last time we talked that we're going into the draft. There is no serious need because there's not really any starting positions available right now with the Cowboys. If you pick somebody at 26, cornerback is locked up now. You got Diggs and you got Gilmore. Receiver, now you got CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. Okay, running back, Tony Pollard is back, so he's going to be your starter because you gave him the $10 million, so he's starting. Your offensive line is still there intact. A rookie guy could come in, but we don't know that. Defensive line, they re-signed Jonathan Hankins. Bohanna's still back there. They got everybody back on the line. Dante Fowler got back, so they re-signed LVE as the linebacker, and they got young guys coming back in the fold. So there's not a lot of spots open anyway. So I don't know, if that is dependent on a starter coming in. You'd like to see that. But once again, if there's some players, Joe, that might be available, they need to look at, or maybe they're already in their head considering the trade back, getting added players after trading back a few, picks, and seeing what can happen right there, maybe double up on something. So I think it's going that 26 is really interesting. But I don't think, you have to have a starter because a lot of spots are locked up. What you want to come in is with, these first 4 picks, I say you want to have them come in and be able to push the guys or be able to see some good action, though, to, like I said, help your team get over the hump.
Did you guys extend Dak this offseason? No, right?
No, not yet.
No.
And
go ahead.
Well, I mean, I've said this is with me saying on record, this is from my opinion. Totally my opinion. He's got 2 years left. I feel like this is why there's the all-in thing. Kellen Moore is gone. Mike McCarthy's here. He has his people. Dak is here under it. You got all the weapons you say you need. I feel like this is where we're trying to see, are you going to get extended now? You know what I mean? Are you getting extended? We went all in. If we fail again, what happens? You get what I'm saying? So I don't know when that extension happens, if it does. But I feel like front office have eyes on this season in particular, the way it's constructed on contracts. CeeDee Lamb will be going into his 5th-year option. Diggs will be up after this season. A lot of changes are going to be happening if you don't really make it happen. So that's what I feel like maybe is what they're kind of looking at is why we're going to wait a little bit.
Yeah, and it's funny because I said it last year. I said it kind of jestfully, but I did say that I felt like Dak I said last year was going to be his last year. Obviously, that's wrong, but I do feel like this is a year that could be kind of make or break for the whole front office, to be honest, the whole staff. Realistically, like, I think that you guys want to win more games, and it's interesting because I think the Eagles on the other side, while we love our head coach and everything, the history is against him, and I say that because I get bored, and I've been sick for like 2 weeks, so I was looking up a bunch of like historical stuff about the Eagles and stuff for some reason. But if you look at the history of our Eagles, and our coaches in particular, the only guys that you can go back to and say their third year was just as good or better than their second year was Andy Reid and Dick Vermeil. Those were the only two guys. Dick Vermeil, I think he had a better third year than he did a second year, and Andy Reid, he had Donovan McNabb, so they got a little bit better over that third year. But outside of that, you look at Chip Kelly, you look at Doug Peterson, you look at whoever you want to look at. We haven't obviously had that many coaches, but it's been a fall off. It's been like a junior year slump instead of a sophomore slump. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially with the loss of talent, what happens with Nick Sirianni. Now, I'm not going to say he's on the hot seat by any means, but I think it's going to be very, very intriguing to see if he's one of those guys. If he has a great year this year, he could be a 10-year coach with the Philadelphia Eagles and beyond, So if he doesn't, it might start a little bit of a
we saw what happened with Peterson.
Exactly. And it's very interesting. People didn't like, I put out a video about it and people were like, oh, he's a great coach. Don't even think about that. But it is very possible if we, go out there and only win 9 games or, 8 games or get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. Our front office has not shown to be, or even our ownership has not shown to be that very patient. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a big year for Nick Sirianni, just as much as it is a big year in Dallas. So I think it's interesting. And I want to talk about 2 guys before we get into this draft. I want to talk about the 2 linebackers that, have asked for a trade. I think the Eagles and the Cowboys, I think that their GMs have something very in common when it comes to linebackers, that they don't really want to pay for linebackers. They're not really in the business of doing that. Devin White is asking for like $18 to $20 million a year. Patrick Queen also asked to get traded. Do you think the Dallas Cowboys have any interest in either of them? Is there one that you would want over the other if you want either of them? How are you feeling about that situation?
I mean, I would damn sure take a Devin White. Patrick Queen ain't bad. Athletic, he improved. He kind of struggled his first year or so. But Devin White, we already know what he's doing, but we already know as soon as he threw that number out there, maybe he's trying to get more money, whatever. That's why I say you want to get traded. That's what guys may do. Agents may tell them those type of things to get more money. Who knows? Dallas ain't paying that, so I ain't even going to talk about him. He's not going to be in the equation. Patrick Queen, I just feel like once we talked about this on the final word, LVE is the good son in Dallas. He is the good son in Dallas. They love him in Dallas as far as front office, and he took a team-friendly deal. They super love him. So if he took a team-friendly deal and they already love him, and he played better toward the end of the season, they re-signed the big boys in up front, they're going to say, our guy, linebacker, is LVE. You know what I mean? And that's it. They didn't make the push for Bobby Wagner. They haven't really touched anybody else. And I feel like they're looking at, we got Damone Clark. Damone Clark, hey, he played very well in that midseason when he got activated, and he showed a lot of promise. So we're excited about Damone Clark going forward. Jabril Cox, we'll see what happens with him. Is he a linebacker? Will he play safety? We'll see what happens with that. And then we got a Devin Harper in the fold that was pretty much redshirted, that he showed a lot of promise as well, especially in the preseason. But I feel like it's LVE's thing to lose, and they're going to say it's him, and we don't feel like we need to touch anybody else unless they're super cheap. I don't know if we still have Malik Jefferson because we had him from Texas, but I feel like this is an LVE thing.
Yeah, I love when people don't listen to what I say and just like go with their own like their own little shout out to Eagles fan, bro. You're getting called out today. But he said every coach that Lurie has hired got in the playoffs in 2 years or less. I don't know if maybe you fell asleep too, James, but didn't I say year 3? Wasn't I talking about yet?
Yeah, it was year 3.
I was talking about year 3. But anyways,
it was definitely year 3.
That just got me mad for no reason.
And then rewind it. You'll still
bro, I just got me mad for no reason.
Right.
But not, yeah. The only way I'll give a little bit of a nugget of hope for anybody that wants Devin, White on the Eagles. The only way I could see it maybe working, maybe happening, is if the Eagles talked to Devin and was like, we're not going to re-sign you at that. Like, do you want to come and maybe win a Super Bowl again? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to come play for a year on your $11 million contract. We could do that. You know what I'm saying? But we're not going to re-sign you, not even for $11 million a year. Like, so 18 to 20 is out of the question. So maybe if he said, yeah, let's just, play a year. But I don't think the situation's that bad in Tampa. I think he just wants more money.
Yeah,
as far as Patrick Queen, I wouldn't mind. It would be interesting to see how much he really wants and what the situation is. Like you said, he has been up and down. Like the ladder of his career has been a little bit more up, but he's been had rough spots. So maybe you can utilize that in a contract negotiation. That sounds like more of a Howie move. Obviously, he is a little undersized, but he does have the athleticism. So I think that might be a Howie move, but I don't think we're getting either of them, if I'm being honest. If they're going to invest anything into trading for a linebacker, I think they would just take that pick and go draft a linebacker. That's what we usually do. We usually draft our linebackers in the second, third round. So if they're gonna have to give that up, I think they'll just draft them. To be honest, I don't. And there's some good guys in this draft. I do think there's some good players in this draft.
Yep, definitely.
And Eagles fans, let me guess, Joe, you want Joey Porter Jr. I actually don't even. I mean, I like Joey Porter Jr. I ain't gonna lie, but Eagles fans trying to piss me off today. I don't know what's up with you, dog. I thought we was cool, bro.
Yeah.
It was cool, bro.
Eagles fan. I love seeing the Eagles and Eagles fight each other. That's what's up.
I know, right? Like
leave me
it's
alone,
supposed to be me and you.
Yeah,
But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 75 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that subscribe wherever you are. But do you want to start this final mock draft? This is the final mock draft. That's kind of crazy to see. Say, man.
I mean, it's right around the block, and let me give you a big shout out before we hit the draft. Once again, that shout out to you for being a credentialed, just like you went up to the combine credentialed. You feel me? Went to the combine credentialed, and that's a good thing. So give Joe a big shout out, Cowboys fans and Eagles fans. Like, give my dog a big shout out for that. Credentials going to be covering the draft. Ain't you going to be interviewing?
I am. Yeah, I'm waiting on, I should say, for my credentials to come in for the red carpet as well. So I don't know if they've done this before. I've never seen it on TV, at least, but I know they have like a red carpet that's like kind of a separate event where all the athletes come out and you can stop them for a second and have an interview with them. So I'm waiting on that to get approved as well, which it should. I don't see why there would be a problem. But yeah, I'm ready to go at the actual draft. So when they get picked, I think I can go in there and I can talk to them after they get picked. So I am definitely excited. I'm going to try and do it for everybody. I'm going to try and not just worry about the Eagles. Obviously, it'll be like Eagle centric, but I am definitely going to try and be, all over the place. Last time I did,
go ahead and get a Cowboy guy. It's all good.
Yeah, I said last time I did some Cowboy stuff.
Do it for the culture. Do it for the culture.
Yeah, I'll hook you up. I'll hook y'all up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, do it for the culture.
And speaking about draft, so this is going to be our final mock draft, probably. Like, obviously, we'll probably do ones individually. I'm sure he'll do some on his own. I'll do some on my own. But this is going to probably be our final one for Best of Enemies. But we are going to do something through Jan. So, obviously, James works for Jan. Well, does work for Jan right now. I do work for Jan right now. We do our call-in shows right now through there. They've seen us do these call-ins, and they love these mock drafts, and they love them, and they see how much of you guys hate them. So they wanted to give you guys the opportunity to go ahead and try and do one yourself. So give me a couple of hours, probably the morning at the latest. I'll send out all the information. James will send out all the information, but you guys can send on in your own mock drafts. Me and James will go through all the mock drafts live, probably next week for the draft show, for this show. We'll go through all of them. We'll go through every single one of them, and we'll pick a winner. And hopefully, I think we're going to pick a winner from the Eagles side and the Cowboys side, and they're going to give you guys a prize. I think it's going to be a draft hat, but don't quote me. I don't know yet. That's just what they told me, that it might be a draft hat. I think that's dope. So you can go ahead and win an Eagles draft hat or a Cowboys draft hat. So yeah, I'll let you guys know, but definitely be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But let's do this, man. It's weird to say that this is the last one. It really is weird to say that this is the last one. But
now, how are you drafting? Are you drafting like how you want to draft, or are you drafting like how the team going to draft?
I'm drafting how I want the team to draft. Okay. So I'm going to kind of mold both. I'm going to mold, I'm going to utilize what I think they will do, and I'm going to take the players that I would take to fit what.
Wow, they offering a player.
I know, Jonah Williams. That's actually crazy. I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
That's actually crazy.
That's crazy. I've never seen them offer a player. Oh, wow.
Forrest Buckner?
What? Dog.
Brian.
Oh, they tripping.
Yo, what?
All right, you got this on beginner.
Right. Hold on. Let me restart this real quick. Hold on.
I'm like, hold
Ain't
on, dog. You
no
got this over
way.
here. They ain't let no Brian Burns go. He ain't getting traded.
Let me make sure there ain't no like sliders, right? I'm not missing something. We got to just try that again and it's crazy because I paid for PFF and it's not letting me use it right now. Like it lets me
What?
use it. Yeah, it lets me use it on my phone, but it doesn't let me use it on. Oh, damn. Christian Carter would have been nice. All right. This seems. Damn, Rashad Bateman. Damn, they want to give me their whole team.
Right, for one pick.
Jared
That's
Allen,
wild.
Josh Allen. I don't know why I said Dalvin Cook.
Oh, they tripping.
Wow. Yeah, none of these
That's
are
not
like
real.
realistic.
Yeah,
Yeah, none
that's
of
not
these are
real.
realistic.
Yeah, that's not real. Maybe the only one of real is that Detroit one.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
All
the
right,
only
so
one.
I'm gonna reject these, but I am gonna look at what we. All right, so I know Eagles fans would love to get Bijan Robinson, but I don't think that the Eagles would ever do that. I just don't, and I'm sorry to break the news to y'all. Peter Skoronski sounds like somebody they would go after. Lucas Van Ness has been a guy that people have been tying to the Eagles a lot. Brian Branch, I think they would do a Brian Branch before they would do a Bijan Robinson, if I'm being honest. But I don't even think they would do that. Christian Gonzalez is very interesting. Jackson Smith and Jigba is very interesting. Let's see what Brian Brisset is. Somebody I wouldn't mind in this spot. Let's see if the chat's saying anything. What y'all thinking in the chat? Who should I take in the chat? Eagles fans that says the line's gonna be a problem. He said, "Do no trades." I did a mock on that site and added a second rounders, the 2 second rounders, 6 second rounders. Gosh darn.
Yeah, that's bad. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so bad this year. Last year it wasn't that bad.
You don't
All
want
right, if
Devin.
y'all not
You
gonna
don't
help
want.
me, I'm just gonna pick
Y'all
who
want.
I want.
You want Devin Weatherspoon? Go ahead and get Luke Van Ness.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna get Lucas Van Ness.
Why not?
I wouldn't be. I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't be the most upset if we went and got Lucas Van Ness. Like, I don't think that he's as
At 10?
trash as everybody. Yeah, at 10, I would be a little bit upset. But
Yeah, 10. I'd be upset at 10. I'd be upset at 10. I'd be upset.
I would want to trade back if we wanted to get him. So, all right, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take who I think the Eagles would take. And this is tough for me, but I'm between Peter Skoronski and Brian Brisset right now. Cornerback, it makes sense, but I don't think they would take it that high. Somebody talked me out of taking Skoronski right now. Somebody said Gonzalez.
He's the safest though.
He is. Marina says Branch. Skoronski is really the safest bet on this board right now, in my opinion. Obviously, you're probably going to either move him to guard or he's not playing this year. So that's the only bad. This is tough. This is tough. And this is where I say we don't need to pick a player for a position. Do I go ahead and take a Christian Gonzalez or a Devin Witherspoon and say, all right, we're set at cornerback for a while? You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take. This is where it gets even tougher though. I'm gonna take Christian Gonzalez, and the only reason why I'm taking Christian Gonzalez over Devin Witherspoon is because I do think Devin Witherspoon's a little bit handsy, which isn't the biggest deal in the world.
You take him over Devin Witherspoon? Okay.
I am, and I just like the size. I think that Christian Gonzalez isn't.
He's a pretty boy though.
There he is, but I don't think that would. I don't think that would hurt him where he in Philly. I don't think that he's soft. I think he's like a pretty dude. He's like a finesse type player. And, he's not really a flashy, gonna get in your face type player. But I don't think that'll hurt him in Philly. Like, he's a hard worker.
Won't. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As long as he's a hard worker, it won't hurt him in Philly.
Exactly.
Just like hard worker with talent.
I think
if they had
Weatherspoon,
they would love Weatherspoon though.
I don't know though. He talks a lot of junk. He's one of those.
They don't like that?
They do, but you got to back it up. You got to back it up. That's the thing. So if Devin Witherspoon has a bad game, we'll get on him way quicker than I think we would get on Christian Gonzalez.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. I really do believe that. So I'm going to go with Christian Gonzalez. And we'll see what happens. Joey Porter Jr. goes, Bijan Robinson to Washington. Kaylee Ringo went in
They
team.
just went. They okay. All right.
They want to give you their starting quarterback.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. Just go ahead. Just go to just reject them. I ain't
Damn, you
paying.
could get Devin White.
Oh no, but that ain't real. So let's just
Yeah,
reject
these are
those.
crazy. All
That's
right,
not
these are
real. That's not
those
real.
are some
Damn.
wild.
Darnell White is gone. Oh wait.
Yeah,
So
right before you.
Dewan Jones, Anton Harrison.
Shout out to your boy Vach. Vach did a really good breakdown of Dewan Jones. I'm friends with Dewan Jones, and that was a really good breakdown. Shout out to Vach. That was really good.
I mean, a lot of people like him 6'8". I'm worried about that 374 though. I'm gonna keep it real. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm gonna keep it real. I'm worried about it. I know, but you can balloon. I know. 6'8". I get it, but I still worry about that. You feel what I'm saying? I like Anton Harrison. Hmm. Hmm. What's my chat saying, Cowboys? Are we gonna go with Anton Harrison? Because we gotta get an offensive line. I'm gonna go on offensive line on this first pick. Get him on out the way. What we doing? We doing Dewan Jones, or we doing Anton Harrison? Somebody talk to me.
I like Dewan, but his issue,
Oh,
and I hope
Nolan
he
Smith
doesn't.
is right there too.
He is, yeah. I was
Yeah, I'm
hoping you
not.
ain't see him.
Yeah, I
I was
damn,
hoping you ain't see him.
yeah, I see him. Oh, I see him. Damn. See, I like an edge guy.
You got some people saying Nolan. Yeah, Vacha is good at breaking down linemen. That's because he built like a lineman. That boy big. No offense. That boy, he looked like he used to play offensive line.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. He a big boy. He a big dude.
Yeah, he just started working out though. I think he's starting trying to get
Not like fat. I mean, he's just a big
yeah.
dude. Like, some
Yeah,
dudes you could just
naturally
tell
big.
big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just naturally. Yeah, you feel me? Like Nolan, I want Nolan. You feel me? Oh, I want
Jones
Nolan.
a lot.
But we need that. We seen a lot of Jones.
I'm seeing a lot of Jones.
Yeah.
Smith or Jones. I'm seeing Nolan though too. I'm seeing a couple Nolans.
Damn, this is a tough one, dog.
Yeah, they not making it easy for you.
Y'all about making it easy. You feel me? Because all of them are good players. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Could I get my edge later?
Do you want to look at the edges, see what's there?
Yeah,
Just,
let me see what the edges. Let me see what them edges
make
is
yourself
looking
feel
like.
a little bit better.
Oh yeah, I don't know if all of them are gonna drop all that far, are they? So I'm gonna go with the O line. Go with my O line. Go with offensive tackles.
I like Anton Harrison. I don't think a lot of people are talking about. And I don't think
Yeah, I
enough
like
people
him too.
are
I
talking
like him
about
too, and he's light on his feet.
Yeah,
He's aggressive.
I think with Dewan, you're getting like clay. You're getting clay that's just like I can mold this into a lot of different things. With Anton, you're getting a ready player. I feel like.
Yeah, me too. That's why I like him. I feel like he's ready to come in and play now.
The ceiling on Dewan is just.
Rome said,
so
"Load up on the
enticing.
edge," but
that's always a safe pick.
But see, here's the thing though. If we look at the edges, I feel like I can find that next pick. Because look at the edges that are available. Go back to the edges. Look at all them edges available.
Yeah.
Are all those guys gonna be gone before they hit me? That would be crazy if it happened. So. I hope not. I'm gonna go ahead and get that old lineman. I'm gonna get Anton Harrison. That's what I'm gonna go with.
I respect it.
I know people gonna be like, "Oh, you should have went and got Nolan." I know, but I'm a pray that I can get my guy I want later. I'm praying.
They trying to give me Nick Chubb.
Man, turn that off.
In the second round pick next year.
Turn that off.
My God.
Turn that damn thing off.
If that happened, bro, I'll be so happy.
Thing off.
All right. I don't think I'm gonna look at offensive line right now. My first pick was Christian Gonzalez. All right. Lucas Van Ness at 30.
Yeah, get him at 30. That's
better. That would be way better. Yeah, that would be way better. And I feel like he's your best player available. I know people I haven't even looked at the chat yet, and I know they're probably saying Nolan Smith.
He's still available?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know who I want. You already know who I want.
Mm-mm.
You already know who I want. And I don't care. This is the hill I'm dying on. People could be mad at me. It's fine. Kalijah Cansey fits this system so perfectly. I would take him at 10. I really would. I really would take him at 10. And he might not even be there at 10. I've heard some teams in the top 10 might like him. So look, Kalijah Cansey, he's not a strong ox of a player. He's not Jordan Davis. He's not going to just sit there and take up 3 gaps, but that's not what you need every single player to do. I said earlier that we need to find a guy that can replace what we're losing in Javon Hargrave. That's Kalijah Cansey, man. That is Kalijah Cansey. I really do believe Kalijah Cansey is the best player in these top 4. I like him better than Nolan Smith because I don't know what Nolan Smith is going to be at the next level, if I'm being honest. Lucas Van Ness, I like Lucas, but there's, he's a little boxy. Like, I don't know. He's not as fluid as I might like. BJ, I like BJ Aljulari. I can't say too much about him, but I'm taking Cansey. And y'all could roast me in the comments. Y'all could say, oh, look, get off his ball. Oh, did I not do it? I did 1 round, bro. That was a good warm up. That's all that was. I can't believe I did 1 round.
That's funny.
Well, let's hope that maybe it gets the same picks. That was so stupid.
That is funny.
Now this is really the last one, guys.
That is funny. That is funny.
Bro, Austin Eckler, and not as funny as these draft picks that they're willing to give.
Well, at least they ain't giving up guys on this one.
This one's realistic.
Yeah, that's realistic.
So Christian Gonzalez goes off the board, of course.
Of course.
I might actually take this because this is actually pretty realistic. How do you feel if I took this? Do you think this is fair?
I mean, you're getting the 19th and the 50th, and you still got the 30th.
Yeah. I mean, but do you think it's not like I think if anything, I would probably ask for more, but I think that this is fair, right?
I think that's more of a realistic type trade will be.
Yeah.
Offered.
All right. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move down. I'm going to take this and I'm going to move down. Now at number 19. All right. Look, I might make some people very happy right now. If this is the situation we fall into, I have
now
no
you're gonna
issue
take Bijan?
I have no issue with this. No issue with this. Now you have another pick. I have no issue with this. At 10, there was players that I would have liked over him. But here, I have no issue with it. Let me just double check to make sure I'm not going crazy. I mean, if they wanted to take Joey, I wouldn't be mad. If they wanted to take Cam, I wouldn't be mad. If they wanted to take one of the wide receivers, Quentin Johnson, wouldn't be bad. Nolan Smith makes more sense here, in my opinion. But I'm going to go Bijan. Man. You get Bijan at 19.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with it.
Damn,
they took your boy Banks. Don't you like
man? I love Banks. That's my
I thought
cat.
I saw you say that. Yeah,
that's my pet cat right there.
So these aren't bad trades. These are actually not. That's not actually a terrible trade.
I don't want that one though.
That one gives you 63.
Oh yeah, and I still got 58, right?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And go back to that one right there. I'm gonna take that one.
Yeah, that's a good trade. So you're right behind the Eagles. Who do you want? Now that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I should take Dewan.
Damn, they took 2 of my guys though.
Who they take? They took Anton and Darnell. Damn, they did.
Yeah. Oh.
I'll tell you right now, if Seattle ends up with Quentin, that'll be crazy. Move back 5 spots. Who do we have? Oh no, you got Darnell, right? That's Darnell Washington. That's a tight end.
Oh, okay.
So I might have to take Darnell right here.
Oh, see, man. Dog. Oh, for real? That's how we doing it?
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. I think I'm going to take this trade, to be honest. Move back 5 spots. Just looking at the top 10, I feel like I can get a guy I want. So I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna let you get the guy you want.
All right, cool.
And I'm gonna take this trade. Oh, you got some more trade offers.
Damn, no, I ain't going that far because I'm gonna miss out on guys.
Yeah,
so I'm not gonna go that far. So let me go ahead and get Darnell White out the way.
That's a good pickup. Oh my God, the Steelers.
Oh, they just
Are
took
you serious?
Yeah, they just
And then
took
they want to trade with me. Leave me alone, bro. Yeah, come on. But Dalvin Cook for a second round pick.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I might have to do that. Just kidding. I would love DeJuan Jones on this team, but I don't know if that's the kind of guy they want. I think at this point, John Michael Schmitz is a guy that would be very interesting. Cody Mauch is a guy I would love around this spot if he's still here. Is he still here? Not around this spot, but maybe a little later in the second round. All right, let's see what we're going to do here because they definitely threw me off with that. Let's see what anybody's saying. Eagles fan says if JSN was available at 30, I'd take him and dump Quez. I wouldn't be mad at that. Take the trade. Take another trade. You want me to take another trade? So we got our running back. Part of me wants to take Trenton Simpson, but I don't think they would. I mean, this is the second round, right? So Keon White, I would not mind that. When's my next pick? 50? I'm going to go Trenton Simpson. I don't think that they would, but I would love this. To walk away with Trenton Simpson and Bijan Robinson, which are first two picks, that's two starters right there. And that was the best player available both times, which I rarely find myself grabbing. So, all right, Eagles back on.
Damn.
Who they took? Damn, they took all the edges.
They took all the edges, dog.
Man, they took them all. Zay Flowers.
They took all the edges, bro.
Zay Flowers just jumped out at me. I like Marvin Mims probably a little later. Damn, I think I have to take this. This is the first time that I've just taken the first person that's been on the board. But I mean, and it's funny because I told you defense was probably going to be my first pick, but the way this is working out, I mean, a lot of Eagles fans are worried about this third wide receiver. So a lot of Eagles fans want to find somebody to either give competition to Quez Watkins or to just completely take his job. Zay Flowers could do that. Jamar Gibbs dropping this far makes me mad that I took.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm just be quiet about him. I don't want the draft to hear it.
Jameer Gibbs. I like him a lot. Yeah.
Please let him fall because I'm picking him.
I even like Gervin Dexter. This is tough. I'm between Zay and Gervin Dexter. What are people saying in the chat? What do y'all think? Who should I take at this spot? I'm between Zay Flowers and Gervin Dexter, to be honest.
I'm taking
Siaka is there.
Oh, I'm taking Zay Flowers though.
That's where I'm leaning towards, to be honest. And I don't even want a wide receiver, to be honest with you. But it's like, how can you really say no to that?
Why not?
Keanu Benton's still on the board. I wouldn't mind that. Not quite the pass rusher I want, but he can mold into it. I think I'm gonna take Zay Flowers, unless somebody's saying, Dexter. All right, 3 Dexters. I guess we're going Dexter's Laboratory. Let's go.
Dexter's Laboratory.
I ain't mad at that at all. I would not be mad at that at all. Maybe we could get a wide receiver without. Damn, Marvin Mims went. I was hoping he would be there with my next pick.
Just decline that. I'm Jamar Gibbs. Just ring him up. Ring him up. Bing, 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 bing. Ring him up.
That's
ring
crazy.
him up.
That's crazy.
And then we're coming right back with it.
Oh, they trying to take Quez from us? They heard me talking. They heard me say it. Now, y'all got me messed up. That would be, honestly, though, I wouldn't want to move down 20 picks just for a third-round pick next year. And to give up Quez, I probably wouldn't do that in real life. We'll see what happens. Now, here, I'm between. So, we got Gervin Dexter. So, I guess I'm not between Siaka. But Siaka is an amazing player.
There he is.
Clark Phillips, I love. DJ Turner, I like. Cody Mauch is probably going to be the pick here. I like Steve Avila a lot, and I know you guys like him, so it makes me want him even more. But I think Cody Mach is the pick here, to be honest. And the reason why I say Cody Mach is because he can play all 5 spots. So where Peter Skoronski kind of made, I said when I picked him last draft, that never happened, right? But the last draft when I picked him, I said, you either have to put him out guard or he's not going to start this year. Cody can be your swing everything. He can, back up your left tackle, right tackle, center, your guards. So he can do a little bit of everything for you day one. And if you need him to start at right guard, he can do that. So I think I'm gonna go with him. I might go with Keanu Benson though, if everybody. Yeah, people saying Cody. All right, say less. We going with the hockey player looking player. The guy that I broke the news actually that he spoke to the Eagles, Cody Munch. So shout out to Cody.
Nah,
they are going crazy with these drives.
They're going crazy.
That would be a crazy. That would be nice for y'all though.
Ooh, I already know what I'm getting though. Keanu Benton, you already get. Nope, you got your hand right there.
Keanu Benton, he's a beast. He's a beast.
Go ahead and scoop him.
Now I want to say something about him while you picked him, because Keanu Benton, people are telling me they would rather take him over Kalijah Kancey. I need some stock in Kalijah Kancey's whatever, because I talk too much about him. But to me, I do like Keanu Benton a lot, but he's just not there as a pass rusher. I think he has tools to become a very good pass rusher. He's just not there yet. So that's my only gripe with him, but he's a really good player.
Throw that away. I already know who I want. So I got who did I get on my last pick?
You got
Benton. Okay, so I got a deep tackle. I got my running back. I got my old lineman. Now I'm looking at that Henley cat. I might scoop him right there, but go to receiver.
Don't take who I want.
Ooh. I know who you want.
You don't know who I want.
Yeah,
it's not Penn State.
I know it ain't.
Yeah, you know who I want that. Yeah, you know who I want that.
Yeah. What should I do, folks? Should I go ahead and get Henley, that linebacker, super fast linebacker? And remember, this is what, the 4th round?
This is, yeah.
Henley, or are we getting Dell?
No, this is the 3rd round. Excuse me.
It's the third round. Ooh, are we getting Henley or are we getting Dell? I need to hear y'all. Are we getting Henley or are we getting Dell? Yeah, I'm getting Dell.
Yeah, everybody Dell.
Yeah, I'm getting Dell. Go ahead and scoop him up.
Michael DeJean said for me to take Kendre Miller, but we already got Bijan. Where's he at? Nathaniel Dell. I can't wait to see where he actually gets picked, because I've heard everything for that guy. I've heard early 2nd. I've heard late 4th. I've heard everything about him. So this is actually not a terrible trade, but I'm never trading with the trash ass 49ers. All right, so I do like Dell, but are you kidding me? They took Trey Palmer. Damn.
Fast receiver out of Nebraska.
Man. Yeah, that boy fast. That boy's fast, and he used to play against what's his name, Devontae Smith. They were like high school rivals. I do like Bryce Ford Wheaton, just not at this spot. I think that he's somebody that he's very raw. He doesn't really have that much of a route tree, but I think he's good. Brandon Joseph is a guy that might pop out a little bit. Who do we have? Ooh, Zach Kuntz. Jaden Reed is a go wide receiver. Jonathan Mingo isn't bad. What y'all thinking, man?
Yeah, we was talking about him too.
Dank Burrito says Martin. Jatavius Martin? You're going to have to talk to me about him. I don't know about him. I'm going to be honest. I don't know too much about Jartavius Martin. I know about Witherspoon. I ain't really watching it. Jartavius. But if we want to go cornerback, I'll tell you the guys I know. But Dank, I want you to tell me about Jartavius. Give me a quick little overview to tell me why I should draft him. But honestly, I don't really like any of these guys. I like Travius Hodges, Miles Brooks. I like. He's actually a good dude. I got to talk to him a little bit.
Okay. Yep. Already see.
Jacorian Bennett is an interesting guy, fast as hell. Riley Moss, Garrett Williams are interesting names. But other than that, I'm not in love with any of these guys. But I mean, talk me into. He's versatile, can play all over the secondary. He can be cornerback or safety. Let me see what's there at safety. I might go Brandon Joseph or Jair Brown or even Jamie Robinson. Honestly, I love Jamie Robinson. Dank, you my dog, and I love you, bro. But I think I'm gonna go with Brandon Joseph here. Yeah. I like Andre. I used to like Andre Carter, and he fell all the way off with that pro day. I mean, if we took him, in the third round, I wouldn't be too upset, I guess, because I do think that he's a pretty good player. I just don't know what happened at that combine. I think I'm gonna go with Brandon Joseph. Jair. Let's go Jair. Because I feel comfortable with that too. And let's bring some Penn State players to this team, man. I'm tired of not having any Penn State guys.
Damn.
Yeah, they ought to give me the whole drive, bro. We gonna be here all night, cut. All right. Let's see what we got at cornerback. If your boy was there, I was gonna take him. To be honest, if your boy was there, I would have took him. Is he there? I don't think he got picked. I didn't see him. Oh yeah, he got picked right before me. Wow, that's funny. I would like to walk out of here with a cornerback, but I also don't want to reach on anything. I wouldn't mind Kuntz. I wouldn't mind Reed. Let me make sure what we got. I will say this too. Having a guy like Bijan Robinson makes me a little bit less worried about that wide receiver 3 spot. Because he's going to be utilized so much that, that's going to cut into even Quez's touches. So I got all this. I might go after Zach Kuntz, to be honest. Maybe, is it Kuntz? Maybe I'm saying his name.
Yeah, you keep on saying Kuntz. I'm like,
we're going to get demonetized for no reason.
I'm like, I think it's Kuntz.
I like my name better. I'm going to go with Kuntz, and hopefully I pronounce his name better down the road. But I think that's a solid pick. I know he could block. I know he's not the greatest wide receiver or receiving tight end in the world, but
jeez,
at that spot, I'm not mad at it.
I forgot I traded away a pick. Ooh,
you got some boys though. Definitely got some boys here.
I think I might take your boy Garrett Williams.
Damn.
Yep. Let's go ahead and scoop Garrett Williams right there.
I was hoping he would fall to the 6th or 7th. I don't think he'll even fall this far, if I'm being honest. But
hey,
and this he did, right? That's all that matters to me.
Let's go ahead and get that developmental quarterback right here.
Oh, you guys were going to take Dorian?
Why not?
I ain't mad at that. I like Dorian Thompson a lot. Damn, that was probably going to be my pick. All right. I like a lot. Nick Jones is a baller. I would not be mad at Nick Jones. Wouldn't be mad at Mitchell Tinsley. Wouldn't have been mad at Dwayne McBride. I like Carl Brooks a lot. Mark Evans is my dog. Like, that's my boy. Actually, I know him. I like Cameron McDonald. I don't know what he's going to be in the NFL, but I mistakenly watched him. Like, I I went to go watch some Florida games or Florida State games, and I went to watch their edge player that ended up not declaring this year. But he kind of popped off on some of the plays. I was like, all right, who's this dude? I don't think he's gonna be that great in the league, but he was fun to watch in college. I know I
Oh,
just sounded like I liked him. Ah,
do I got any more picks?
I think so.
Go to my thing.
You
I
got
got
one
one.
more.
Oh,
You know what? I'm gonna go with Caleb Murphy. Get somebody we can develop on that edge. I like his ear. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Caleb Murphy. And I think that was my last pick. No, I got one more pick. All right, this is your last pick.
all right. Go to edge. Are we at edges?
Yep.
Did Brooks go from Bowling Green?
I don't think he was there when I picked.
Yeah, because I don't think he went, did he?
I didn't see him go. Isn't he a D tackle? Wait, why am I looking over here? Yeah, he didn't go.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and scoop Carl Brooks right there, big dog.
That's a good pick. Did I get a D tackle? I did get Gervin. I might just double up on D tackle and get Brian Young. Josh Wiley's an interesting player. Damn, I had it so set up like I was gonna take I was gonna take Thompson, Dorian Thompson Robinson. And you want to hear an interesting little nugget of him before I make my pick. He actually went back to school just to like do the NIL deals. That was
Word.
the only, yeah, that's why he said he went back to school because he wanted to know what it was like to have bills and, have money and be sure that he can handle it before he went to the NFL. I thought that was like the best answer you could get. If I was like, that's
For
pretty
real.
dope. That's very smart of you. I like Bumper Pool. I think people need to talk more about him, but yeah, I'm not going to prolong this anymore. I'm going to go with Brian Young, double down at that defensive tackle spot. So I don't mind. Do you want to go over your picks real quick? Obviously, you got the trade as well.
Yeah, so if we're talking about this draft right quick, we got ahead and we traded out the 26th pick, got an extra pick. We went with the 31st pick with Darnell White. He's obviously he's been a lot of talks about the OC, broke him down today. A lot of good things about him, especially when he played against Alabama, played against Georgia very well. He's trending up. He's a big mauler, 6'5", 335. I don't feel like you go wrong at the 31st pick with him. And then on the next pick, we go with our running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, who's he's explosive, and he's a dual threat. You get him out the backfield, you can do so many things with this kid. He's when I seen his tape, I'm like, wow. I really like him. And so he's just going to add the element. You add him with Tony Pollard, and you got, you never know. Ezekiel Elliott could come back on a 1-year deal. So if you got the battering ram back for a 1-year deal on the cheap, and then you added Gibbs right there, ooh, that's explosive, even if you got the Ronald cat from Ronald Jones. So he's a bigger back too. So I love that pick right there. It's another explosive guy. Him and Pollard could be very good together. Benton at the 3rd pick. Oh, I really love that. Great defensive tackle. Man, he's just an animal, relentless, good with his hands. He loves to push that pocket. You can move him around. You got Gallimore, who's in his last year of his deal. He's probably gone, so you can replace him with him. I think he can come in and play and get some good, significant snaps. He's just a very aggressive player in the Big Ten, and I love his tape. And then we're hitting that next pick, Nathaniel Dale. Obviously he's a smaller guy. They got Turbin, but he doesn't play small. He plays bigger than his size. I love how he good hands. That first step off the line, he gets you scared. He gets you scared. And when you already added who you added with the trade, with Brandon Cooks, who's already a speedster, right? He's still running that 4.3. Now you add another guy in that element who could run underneath. Now you still got Gallup. You still got the young buck in Jalen Tolbert, who's a bigger receiver. Now you can blend this smaller receiver. I love that pick at that pick right there. Garrett Williams, I was surprised he's going to be at 176. Very good corner. Had a little bit of an injury. Don't know super much about him, but I do know he's a good enough player. But we're going to pick up at 176, and I think he can come in and compete. And he doesn't have to come in and start because that back end is already solidified, so he can come in and learn. But with Kelvin Joseph probably on the bubble and Nashawn Wright, they're trying to find out about him, I think he maybe can usurp one of those guys and put his foot in there. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he's a dual threat guy at 212. I love the pick. They re-signed Cooper Rush, so you have your backup in him for a 2-year deal. But he's a good developmental guy. You can throw him on some packages, throw him on some running plays. You never know what kind of gadget things you can do with him, and you can sit your time and develop him. So I like at that 212, I think that's a lot of value. And I was very surprised to see Carl Brooks at 244 at that last pick that we did. He can play inside and out. He can play the edge. I think he had like 12, 13 sacks. He's a monster. He plays hard, plays to the whistle. Not super athletic guy, but he's athletic enough to help you. And like I said, he can play you multiple positions, and that's why I like him at that spot. So overall, I like the draft, and I would give my draft a good solid B, maybe a B plus.
Yeah, I'll probably give it like a B plus. I like your draft. I mean, I hate your draft because of who the guys are going to, but I like your draft because of the guys they got. Yeah, I think it was a really, really good draft. I would say B plus, A minus. Now on to the A plus draft. No, I like this, man. I mean, look, there's definitely some things I would wanted to have gotten right. Kalijah Kante's the guy I wanted, but it is what it is. But Bijan Robinson, getting him at 19. Being able to move back, looking at that trade, you get 19 and 50. I would probably want another pick next year. Obviously, they went and got Will Levis. I would probably ask them for like 1950 and a second, maybe a third, depending on what they were willing to do. But, either way, I got the 19 and 50. We're able to turn that into Bijan Robinson and Gervin Dexter. So I'm happy with that. Bijan, there's really no need to go into who he is. Y'all know who he is. Trenton Simpson, I think the same can kind of be said. I don't know if the Eagles would really go linebacker this early, but it is second round. So, I mean, we've done it before. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. Obviously, I've moved down from number 30. They took Nolan Smith. I know people are going to probably beat me up for that, but we got 106 and we got 35 for that. So we were able to turn 30 into him and Zach Kuntz. You see, I said it right that time. So I'm happy with that. Gervin Dexter is not a guy that I get a lot in the draft, but I think that he's a great player. I think that he's a very, very good player. I don't think that there's any defensive interior guys that really are there as far as pass rush goes. I think that he, again, has some traits that could be interesting, but I think that he's a very, very good player when it comes to just being able to clog up that middle run defender. So I'm not mad at that pick at all. I like that pick. Cody Monch is a guy I think the Eagles need to find some way. I think a lot of NFL teams need to find some way of bringing him on their team, because the versatility is just something you don't really find in a lot of players. You might find a lot of players that can play left tackle and left guard, but to be able to say that you've played and can play at a pretty high level all 5 positions is rare. So I love that pick, and I love what he could bring to the team. Jair Brown is a guy that I think he's one of maybe 4 or 5, I've said it before, safeties that I like in this class. Jair Brown is not all the way there, but a versatile player. I think that he can definitely work on some technique. He can definitely work on some coverage stuff. But I think that he's a good player. He's going to help you in the box, and he can do a lot of things well. So I'm not mad at that. And Penn State, I love it. Penn State, shout out to Penn State. And actually, the people that gave me the credentials for the draft also have credentials for the blue and white Penn State game. So
nice.
They got some people going out there. I'm not going to be there. Wish I was, but maybe next year. I can't. I guess I can't be complaining because they gave me the draft. So I can't complain because I did. It was another dude, Kendall, that's going to the blue and white game, and I was like, bro, I'm so jealous. He's like, bro, you're going to the draft. Like, how can you be jealous? But yeah, Zach Kuntz. Zach Kuntz is a guy that has stood out mainly because of his, combine workout and just his measurables. I would not mind him being on this team at all. There's not much to say there. I think that that's somebody that you're going to have to mold as far as his receiving game goes, but I think he's a pretty good blocker. He'll be a good tight end too. We'll see what happens with that. I really don't know what they're doing with Jack Stoll. I don't know what they think about Grant Calcaterra. So I don't know. We'll see if he becomes a guy that really gets into the fold. But we took Dallas Goedert when Zach Ertz was 28. So Dallas Goedert is 28. It might be that time. Caleb Murphy is a guy that I've been liking to take in the late rounds just because I think he's a very, very good developmental guy. I think that he has a lot of good tools. I think he's a little bit undersized. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". So he's a little bit small as far as the height goes, but 254 is pretty good weight. Coming off the edge. So I think he has some tools, maybe get him in his bag as far as, pass rush moves go. And, he could be a really good player here. Byron Young, another guy that he was honestly a lot higher on boards early in this process. So I'm not really sure what happened with him. I don't know if, I got to look at maybe his combine. Maybe that's what, kind of brought him down. But Byron Young was like top 100, top 150 players coming into the draft season. So again, I don't know what dropped him so far, but I'll take him. I'll definitely take him. So I like my draft. I'm cool with my draft. I think I would give it, I would realistically give it like a B plus. I think B plus.
I give it a B. I give it a B, maybe B plus. I give it a B.
I'll take B plus. I take B. I'll sell like a B, B and a half.
Yeah, yeah. I give you a B. B is good.
Somebody said, "Damn, Joe went all defense except running back." I told y'all, I think this defense needs some help, and I think a lot of the best players are from defense. I went 2 offensive players, 3. I went 3 offensive players. That's not bad. I think that's fair. That's fair. So you guys let us know what you're thinking. I'm gonna put this draft up on Twitter, and we'll let people decide what they think. I mean, I think I did good. I think I did good. Why is this chat not coming up?
It said, Joe, you getting the F. Mr.
All right, so tell me what y'all tell me why on Twitter why I'm getting F, because nobody likes any of my mock drafts ever. Literally, I don't think I've had one mock draft where people were like, "This is."
This is only my second one, and I love it. I'm glad I didn't go mock draft crazy like I kind of did last year. Shout out to Dallas Law 43 for the 199 holla. He was in the chat yesterday as well on Giant. Got to jump on there, and that was a great job. But
people just hating on me, man.
Yeah, they hating, but
people just hating on me.
But I like my draft. You know what I mean? I like my he said running back and linebacker first 2 picks. I like my draft.
That's what you're supposed. I mean, what do you want me to do, Rudy? That's my thing. It's like if I don't go running back, they're like, "Oh, this draft sucks. You ain't got no Bijan." If I go Bijan, it's like this draft sucks. Why would you take Bijan? I can't please everybody, man. I would have took Elijah.
Trent Simpson is a good pick, and you can't go wrong with Bijan at that. What time would you pick him at 19?
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
You really can't get mad at that.
Y'all need another back anyway, and he's a very good back. You're probably saying that now, but once you probably watch him, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm glad we picked him.
Yeah, facts. Exactly. I mean, you can't win either way, man. That's what I've learned about these mock drafts is there's no winning. It's just learning. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a bunch of good guessing.
Howie Tremaine Roseman not going for that, Joe. Is that his real middle name, Tremaine? That's kind of actually funny. That's really his middle name. He's part of the Jackson 5.
Right. Yeah, you got soul brother in you on the low.
I love that. I love that, man. But so again, I just want to reiterate that we are going to be collecting all of your mock drafts. So Mr. Rudy Poo, you can win yourself some swag since you know what Howie would do. So go ahead and let me know what Howie would do. Maybe we'll get a couple of people because I think we're going to do it on Jan. So maybe we'll get a couple of other content creators that can help us be non-biased, right? And help us kind of grade these and pick out winners. So, but either way, we're going to have that soon. So I'll upload it probably tomorrow. And James I'll send it to James so he can do the same and let you guys know where you guys can send in your mock drafts. If you guys want to participate, you have another super chat.
Shout out to D Swift, said get them donations from my guy BGJ, the real one. I'll always appreciate that. Salutes, definitely salutes to that, and I definitely appreciate and grace for the donation. So thank you very much for that.
Facts, facts. Yeah, he is a real one, man. But yeah, so I am going to be at the draft next week. We're going to do the competition. I mean, life is going by so fast right now. We're 2 weeks away from the draft. It's feeling good. It's feeling good. It feels like just last week we were complaining about the Eagles going against the Cowboys and Christmas Day. It feels like just yesterday. So I'm excited. But what you're thinking, man? You got anything you want to say to the beautiful people before we do get out of here, bro?
Not just always like you said, thank you for the support for the show. Thank you for, make sure you throw in your mock draft so you can get on that giant thing. That'll be exciting. And like I said, 2 weeks around the corner. I'm ready for it. I'm tired of the mock drafts. I'm tired of talking about the same people over and over every single day. Everybody trying to figure out who picking who. Hurry up, draft, and let's hurry up and happen so we can get these players in the building, get them signed so we can talk the next 3 months about the players and break them down to their very last compound, because that's what's going to happen next. So the next phase of it, get them drafted so people can do the breakdowns. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, facts. I can't wait, man. I'm so over all that. I told you earlier, bro. At this point, I'm just saying names just to put names out there, just to get content going up to. But now I know what I kind of want the Eagles to do, and I cannot wait for it all to happen. But I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. We still got 80 people in the chat, so definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe, either wherever you guys are. If you're on my side, going over to James' side, hit that like, subscribe to my guy, and vice versa. And if you do want to help me out, I am, like I said, I'm going all the way out to Kansas City. It's not no hurricane, so I gotta drive out there and everything. So if you guys want to help, I do have a GoFundMe up. Appreciate it if you do want to help. If you don't want to help, totally fine. I definitely understand it. But other than that, we are gonna get out of here. But yeah, y'all know what it is, man. That is James. I am Joe, and we are the best of enemies. So we'll see you next week. Peace.
We're brothers. We're happy and